How are you doing, math learners? This is your free access math teacher Ash, and welcome to ML with Sir Ash. For today's lesson, we're going to discuss how to multiply integers, and I'm gonna give you some tips on how to multiply numbers. So before anything else, hit the subscribe button and notification bell for you to be updated of these cool clear math videos just like this. Hello math learners! Welcome to our session. Before we will discuss how to multiply integers, first, I'm going to give you some tricks and methods on how to multiply numbers. Now, we all know the traditional way of multiplying numbers. But do you know that there are a lot of different tricks on how to multiply numbers effectively? So, let's consider some examples. So, for our first example, we have 32 times 27. Now, we all know the traditional way in multiplying numbers. We start from the right to left. We multiply 7 by 2, and that is 14. Carry 1 on 3. We have 7 times 3, that is 21, plus 1, that will give us 22. Then, we will multiply the second digit. 2 times 2, that is 4. And we have 2 times 3, that is 6, giving us a final answer of 4, 6, and 8. 864. That's easy, right? But what if we have bigger numbers? It would take us a lot of time. Now, what are the other things in multiplying integers? The first thing that I will be teaching you is what we call the table method. Now, in the table method, what you will do is you will make tables with columns and rows. Now, this is how we do this. Considering we have 32 and 27, we will make 32. Then we make 2 columns for that one, representing for the 3 and for the 2. Then, we have 27. We will put that as our rows, giving us this table form. Okay. When you make your table, what you will do is you will divide the table by making diagonals from each square. So, making a diagonal, that's going to be like this, okay? And then like this. Alright. Now, what we will do is we will try to multiply the numbers from the column and from the row. So, we have 3 and 2. They will hit on this square, right? Okay? So, 3 times 2, that is 6. So, 6 will be the thing that we will be putting on this square. But since 6 is just one digit, therefore, it means 0, 6. Okay, that's easy, right? Now, we go to 2 times 2, that is 4. So, 4 is still a one-digit number, so we put 0, 4. Then, we have here 3 and 7. So, 3 times 7, that is 21. So, we put 2 and 1 here. And then, finally, we have 2 times 7, this one, okay? So, we have 14. So, by doing so, our table now is completed. To get the final answer of this kind of method, what we will do is we will add the numbers by diagonal. So, the first diagonal is this one, right? So, it doesn't have any, so it's just 4. While this is the second diagonal, so we will add them. 4 plus 1 plus 1, that is 6. Then, this is the third diagonal. We have 6 and 2. That is 8. We have last is 0. Now, what we will do is we will assemble our answer from the column going to the row. So, that puts us 864. And you just delete this 0 here because that is a insignificant number, giving us the same answer, 864. Easy, right? Now, I will be giving you the last trick in multiplying numbers. This method is what we call the mental calculation. This is how genius in mathematics do their mental calculations. So, they will be doing this kind of method. So, let's consider still our first example, that is 32 times 27. Okay. The technique here is reverse from our first given method, which is the traditional method. In the traditional method, we started from multiplying from the right to left. Now, in the mental math, we are multiplying from left to right. Okay, so how do we do this? The technique here is very simple. What you will do is you multiply vertically and then cross multiplication and then vertically. Okay, so how is that possible, Sir Ash? This is the method. So first is we multiply this one. Okay, so that is 3 times 2. That gives us 6. We have the next is this one, cross multiplication. So what we will do in cross multiplication is we cross multiply the numbers and then the product of those numbers we add them into our mind. So 3 times 7, that is 21. 2 times 2, that is 4. So 21 plus 4, that gives us 25. So we put 5 here and then we carry the 2. Simple, right? And finally, we have the vertical, which is this one. So 2 times 7, that is 14. So we put 4 and then we carry 1. We carry our 1 here at 5. So by simplifying this given, we have the final answer 864. And they are just the same. Okay, very easy, right? So let's consider last example for doing this one. Okay, math learners, we have 45 times 68. Now, we will not discuss the traditional way because I know most of the teachers are teaching you that way. So now let's consider the table form. So we make 2 columns for 45 and then we make 2 rows for 68. Then we divide the squares by making the diagonal, okay? And then what we will do is we multiply the columns to the rows. So 4 times 6, that is 24. 5 times 6, that is 30. 4 times 8, that is 32. 5 times 8, that is 40. So when your table is complete, what we will do is we just simplify each diagonal. So this is the first diagonal, 0. 0 plus 4 plus 2, that gives us 6. We have 3 plus 4, that is 7. 7 plus 3, and that is 10. So since that is 2 digit, what we will do is we put 0 here and we carry the 1 there. So 2 plus 1, that is 3. So if we simplify or if we assemble our answer, the final answer is 3060. Okay, that's as simple as that. Now, what if we do the mental math? What we will do is we multiply this first. We have 24. Then we multiply cross multiplication. We do the cross multiplication. In our mind, we have 30 and 32. So 30 plus 32, that gives us 62. So that is 2 and 6. Then we have the last vertical. So 5 times 8, that is 40. So 0, 4. So making our final answer, we have 0, 6, that is 10. Carry 1 here. And that is 30. Okay. So we have 3060 and they are just the same. Okay. So I hope you get our freebie for our discussion in multiplying numbers. So now, let us go to our main topic, which is the multiplication of integers. Okay, math learners, how do we multiply integers? Now, we have already discussed the first and the second operations in integers. That is the addition and subtraction. However, do you know that in multiplying integers, the technique is very easy and way easier than the previous two operations. Why? Because in this topic, in this multiplication of integers, the rule are only two things. Very simple. Now, I want you to discover these two rules. I will be giving you some examples. Now, let's consider two positive numbers. 2 times 8. The answer is positive 2 times positive 8. The answer is positive 16. If we consider two negative numbers, we have negative 2 times negative 10. The final answer is positive 20. If we consider positive 3 times negative 6, the answer is negative 18. If we consider 5 times, or alright, negative 5 times positive 4, we have negative 20. Now, from our first example, second example, third example, and fourth example, what do you think is the rule in multiplying integers? Alright, now it's very simple. In multiplying integers, if two integers are the same sign, meaning they are both positive or they are both negative, the product is positive. As you can see here, both are positive, the answer is positive. Both are negative, the answer is still positive. However, if the two integers or the two factors are unlike signs, meaning negative and positive, therefore, your final answer is a negative. Because this is positive times negative, the answer is negative. This is negative times positive, the answer is negative. So, that is how it's very easy to understand how to multiply integers. Now, the question is, what if we are dealing of numerous factors in multiplying? Let's consider some examples. We have negative 1 times negative 3 times positive 2. What is the final answer? Okay. We also have negative 3 times negative 2 times negative 4. Okay. Now, let's consider these two examples. We have three factors, right? Now, as you can see here, 2 are negative and then the other one is positive. While on the second example, we have 3 or all of the factors are negative. Now, let me correct this confusion among students because, as what I've said earlier, if you have the same sign, the answer is positive. If you have unlike sign, the answer is negative. But remember this, my dear math learners, this method, this rule, both positives, both negatives become positive, unlike sign becomes negative. That can only happen if and only if we are talking about two integers. Meaning, we are multiplying 2 at a time. Okay? We are multiplying 2 at a time. So, as you can see here, what do you think is the answer here? Okay, the correct answer here is positive 6. Now, if you might ask, Sir, 2 here is like signs, but the other one is unlike signs. So, why did it become positive? Remember, if we multiply these two, the final answer is positive 3. Now, positive 3 times positive 2, that is both positive. So, therefore, the answer is positive 6. So, you will multiply 2 at a time. Okay? 2 at a time. Now, how about this one? Now, if we consider this one, the answer here is positive 6, right? But if we multiply positive 6 to negative 4, the answer for that is negative 24. So, therefore, the final answer here is negative. So, if we go back to the reverse idea of this one, what if we have our product is 25, positive 25. What could be the factors? Okay. Now, this is a reverse way of knowing the factors from the product. Remember, if the product is positive, it could either be two factors that are both positive and two factors that are both negative. So, what are the possible factors in which the final answer is positive 25? So, this is how we do this. So, what are the factors of 25? We have 1 and 25. We also have 5 and 5. However, these are all both positives, right? Okay, so the answer is both 25. Now, in addition, we can also consider negative 1 times negative 25 because both negatives will result to positive 25. We also have negative 5 times negative 5 because both negatives will result to positive 25. So, in doing this kind of process, if you are asked how many pairs of factors, two pairs of factors or two factors considered a pair, how many factors can you make from 25? Okay, so you have 4 pairs of factors. Okay? Because you can make 1 and 25, 5 and 5. We have negative 5 and negative 5, and we have negative 1 and negative 25. Now, what if the product is a negative value? So what if your product is negative 10? Okay, what are the factors? Now remember, if the product is negative, that is a result from 2 unlike signs. So if we are considered 2 unlike signs, it could be a positive and a negative. Okay, so what are the factors of 10? We have 1 and 10. We have 2 and 5, right? Okay, so for the factors of 10, we have negative 1 and positive 10. That's one factor because that's one pair of factoring, because negative 1 times 10 is negative 10. We can also make positive 1 and negative 10 because that is still negative 10. We also have positive 2 and negative 5. And finally, we have negative 2 and positive 5. So these are all the factors for our negative 10. Okay? So very easy, right? Now, let's consider one more example. What if we are considering exponents? Okay, now, we have our final example. We have negative 3 to the power of 5. Now, what does this mean? In terms of exponents, it means you multiply the base. This is the base. This is the exponent. You multiply the base by itself. How many times? That's the exponent. Okay? By itself. So, what we will do is, we multiply negative 3 by itself 5 times. Okay. Now, in 2 seconds, can you know the sign of your product? Okay. Now, the correct answer for that is negative. Why? This is the trick for you to be faster in solving this kind of problem. If we are considering exponents and our base is negative, then just remember this. If the base is negative and the exponent is an odd number, then the final answer is negative. However, if the exponent is positive and the base is negative, then the final answer is positive. So, for example, we go this one, we have positive 9. We have here negative 27. We have here positive 81. And we have here 243. That is negative. Because 3 times 8, that is 24. 3 times 1, that is 3. Okay? Using the mental mathematics. Okay. So, our final answer is a negative value. Okay? Now, how about if we have positive 2 to the power of 3? Now, if it is positive, honestly, you don't have any problem about this one because you just multiply this one by itself 3 times. If it is positive, the answer is still positive. Okay? So, 2 times 2, that is 4. 4 times 2, that is 8. So, the final answer is positive 8. So, I hope I have given you so much information about how to multiply numbers in different methods and how to multiply integers in terms of its signs. And now, this is the time that I will be giving you these exercises for you to be tested whether you have understood our lesson. And this is for you. Alright, math learners, I hope you have understood our lesson for today. This is still your free access math teacher, Ash. And always remember, it is fun to learn mathematics if we are together learning. Thank you so much for your support by sharing, giving comments, likes, and a lot of good responses to our discussions and videos in our channel. Thank you so much and stay safe.